Some wars burned bright and fast, but others lasted for generations. Imagine being born into a war your great-grandparents started, and it still hasn't ended. Today, we're counting down 25 of the longest wars in history, battles that stretched across decades, even centuries, and shaped the world forever. The Reconquista, 711 to 1492, was a massive 781-year struggle between Christian kingdoms in Spain and Muslim Moors, beginning when Muslims conquered Iberia in 711 and ending when Christian forces reclaimed Granada in 1492. The Roman-Persian Wars, 92 BC to 627 AD, lasted over 700 years as Rome and Persia clashed repeatedly for control of the Middle East, exhausting both empires and paving the way for the rise of Islam. The Byzantine-Bulgarian Wars, 680 to 1355, spanned 675 years, with the Byzantine Empire and Bulgaria fighting constantly for dominance in the Balkans, shifting borders, but never achieving a decisive victory. The Anglo-French Wars, 1066 to 1815, were a 749-year rivalry that included dozens of conflicts, from the Norman Conquest to the Napoleonic Wars, finally ending with Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo. The Dutch-Spanish War, 1568 to 1648, also called the 80 Years' War, was a long fight for Dutch independence from Spain, eventually leading to the Netherlands becoming a nation. The Iberian Religious Wars, 711 to 1492, ran alongside the Reconquista, representing centuries-long Christian efforts to reclaim lands taken by Muslim forces in Iberia. The Byzantine-Ottoman Wars, 1265 to 1479, lasted 214 years, ending with the fall of Constantinople in 1453, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and the rise of the Ottoman Empire. The Hundred Years' War, 1337 to 1453, spanned 116 years, with England and France battling for the French throne, including legendary figures like Joan of Arc, ending with France's victory. The Arauco War, 1536 to 1818, was a 282-year conflict between Spanish colonists and the Mapuche people of Chile, becoming one of the longest resistance movements in history. The Crusades, 1096 to 1291, were nearly 200 years of religious wars between Christian and Muslim forces for control of the Holy Land, reshaping trade, exploration, and culture across Europe and the Middle East. The Irish-English Wars, 1169 to 1921, lasted 752 years, beginning with England's invasion of Ireland and continuing until the Irish War of Independence, resulting in the Republic of Ireland. The Ottoman-Venetian Wars, 1423 to 1718, went on for 295 years as Venice and the Ottoman Empire fought over trade dominance and Mediterranean territories. The Anglo-Scottish Wars, 1296 to 1603, lasted over 300 years, featuring battles led by William Wallace and Robert the Bruce, and ending when the crowns united under James VI. The Guelphs and Ghibellines conflict, 1125 to 1529, lasted 404 years, dividing Italian city-states between supporters of the Pope and the Holy Roman Emperor, mixing politics, religion, and power. The Swiss Habsburg Wars, 1291 to 1523, went on for over 200 years, as Swiss Confederates fought to remain free from Habsburg domination, eventually gaining independence and neutrality. The Polish-Teutonic Wars, 1308 to 1525, lasted 217 years, with Poland and the Teutonic Knights fighting over territory and religion in Eastern Europe. The Mughal-Rajput conflicts, 1526 to 1707, spanned nearly 181 years, involving a series of battles and alliances between Mughal emperors and Rajput kingdoms in India. The French Religious Wars, 1562 to 1598, lasted 36 years, with Catholics and Protestants fighting across France, culminating in the Edict of Nantes that granted religious tolerance. The Portuguese Restoration War, 1580 to 1668, lasted 88 years as Portugal fought to regain independence from Spain, eventually restoring sovereignty. The Spanish-Moro Wars, 1565 to 1898, went on for 333 years, with Spanish colonizers clashing with Muslim sultanates in the Philippines, ending only when Spain lost the Philippines to the US. The Ottoman-Persian Wars, 1514 to 1823, spanned 309 years as the Ottoman and Persian empires fought for control of Mesopotamia and the Caucasus. The French-Algerian conflict, 1830 to 1962, lasted 132 years, beginning with France's invasion of Algeria and ending with Algeria gaining independence. The English-Welsh Wars, 1055 to 1283, went on for over 200 years as England sought to conquer Wales, finally achieving it under Edward III in 1283. The Roman-Germanic Wars, 113 BC to 596 AD, lasted over 700 years, with Rome fighting Germanic tribes in cycles of invasion and counterattack, contributing to the fall of the Roman Empire. The Korean-Japanese conflicts, 1663 to 1598, spanned over 900 years, with repeated invasions, raids, and political struggles between Korea and Japan, culminating in the Japanese invasions of the late 1500s. From the deserts of Persia to the castles of Europe, these wars remind us that conflict can outlast entire generations. As empires rose and fell, borders shifted, and history was rewritten again and again. If you enjoyed this dive into epic history, hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which of these endless wars shocked you the most.